You glance at your sleeping cat on the couch, close the door, and tell yourself, they'll be fine. That single thought is more dangerous than you realize, because by the time your cat shows you something's wrong, a serious medical emergency may have already been hours in the making. You've done this 100 times. A quick glance, a sleeping cat, and you walk out. If your cat could explain it, I look peaceful because I've learned that showing stress doesn't help. But here's what most of us miss. Peace and safety are not the same thing. There's a reason your cat sleeps more right before you leave. It's not because they're lazy. We'll come back to that. You tell yourself they sleep all day anyway, but you've been reading their stillness as contentment. From your cat's perspective, I'm not resting. I'm conserving energy because my environment feels empty and unpredictable. That quiet acceptance? It's actually a slow form of stress you've never noticed. You think your cat is independent? The truth? They're not choosing to be alone. They've just stopped asking for help. What your cat is actually experiencing. I've learned that meowing at the door doesn't bring you back. So I stopped, but the fear didn't stop. This is where most owners get it dangerously wrong. Later, I'll show you the one object in your living room that turns "I'm fine" into a medical emergency. But first, let's look at what's really happening emotionally. Your cat doesn't feel relaxed when you leave. They feel confused, then abandoned, then numb. Cats mask pain. It's survival. But masking isn't thriving. This is your cat saying, "You're my whole world. When you disappear for 10 hours, I don't understand where love went." That numbness leads to the single most overlooked medical emergency in cats. Over time, your cat stops exploring, stops playing, stops greeting you at the door. You think they've calmed down. They've actually learned that hope hurts. This is your cat saying, "I gave up expecting you to stay. Now I just wait. And waiting is slowly breaking me." This pattern is reversible, but only if you catch it before the next mistake. By the time your cat shows you something's wrong, lethargic, hiding, not eating, a serious health crisis may already be unfolding. Dehydration, fatty liver, a swallowed object twisting their insides. You won't see it happen. You'll just come home to a cat who's in trouble. Because "they'll be fine" was a guess, not a fact. If your cat could tell you, "I trusted you to know better, stick around," because mistake number 2 is the one everyone swears isn't a big deal, and it sends more cats to the ER than you'd think. Number 1, leaving your cat home alone without entertainment. You think they sleep all day anyway? But here's what actually happens. Boredom in cats doesn't look like stillness. It looks like your cat chewing on electrical cords, knocking fragile objects off shelves, clawing furniture, squeezing into spaces you never knew existed. This is your cat saying, "I'm not being bad. I'm going crazy with nothing to do." Your cat is a natural hunter. In the wild, up to half of their hunting cycles fail. Their brains are wired for constant problem solving. Without mental and physical stimulation, those instincts don't disappear. They redirect, often into behavior that hurts them or destroys your home. The AAFP, Feline Environmental Needs Guidelines, emphasize that cats must have opportunities for predatory play and feeding behaviors. Without them, stress builds and unwanted behaviors emerge. Simple fixes that work. Puzzle feeders, they engage your cat's brain and mimic hunting. Self-moving toys, ones that respond to touch or have motion sensors. A window perch, it becomes their personal TV, watching birds and squirrels. Rotate toys weekly. What's old becomes new again after a week in a drawer. Leaving your cat alone doesn't have to mean leaving them unstimulated. A few thoughtful tools make a massive difference. And no, your cat isn't plotting against your furniture, even if it feels like it sometimes. But the next mistake? Most people laugh it off as a funny quirk. It's not. Number 2, leaving breakable items within reach. You think it's just a funny quirk? Your cat knocking things off counters and shelves. And this is where it gets dangerous. Not later. Right there. But when that glass cup, ceramic mug, or decorative vase shatters, the tiny, almost invisible shards embed in your cat's paw pads. They won't cry out. Cats hide pain. That's survival. Then they lick the wound to clean it. And they can ingest those sharp pieces. This is your cat saying, "I wasn't being mean, I was playing, and now my paw is bleeding and I don't know why." What started as a playful swipe can end as a veterinary emergency. Limping, infection, internal cuts, or worse. Why it happens. Cats don't knock things off out of malice. To them, the world is a playground. Every object is a potential toy or puzzle. Their instinct doesn't come with an understanding of danger. Solutions that are easy. Museum putty, secure decorative objects to surfaces. Move breakables to cabinets or enclosed shelves before you leave. Replace fragile items with cat-proof alternatives. A quick scan of your cat's favorite climbing spots, countertops, shelves, windowsills, takes 30 seconds and can prevent an emergency. But water? That's where people really mess up. And not in the way you think. Now, water. This seems so simple. But this is where many owners accidentally create a dangerous situation. Number 3. Not providing enough water sources. You think one full bowl is enough, but cats are notoriously finicky. They can suddenly decide they hate the location of the bowl, or the taste of the water, or even the shape of the dish itself. And what if your cat, in a fit of playful curiosity, knocks over their only water source? That could mean hours, or an entire day, without hydration. From your cat's perspective, I'm thirsty, but the water tastes strange, or the bowl is near something that scares me, so I just wait and wait. Cats evolved from desert ancestors. They have a naturally low thirst drive. Unlike dogs, they don't run to the water bowl just because it's there. This makes consistent access to water absolutely critical. Within just 24 hours of dehydration, your cat may show lethargy, dry gums, sunken eyes. Organ damage begins. Dehydration quickly leads to urinary tract problems, kidney strain, and other life-threatening complications, especially in older cats. The fix is simple. Leave at least 2 or 3 water sources in different areas of your home. Use a mix of bowls and a cat fountain. Many cats prefer moving water. If your cat tips bowls, get weighted or spill-proof options. Water is life. By giving your cat multiple clean, fresh options, you're not just keeping them hydrated, you're giving them security and comfort even when you're not home. Yes, it's a little extra work, but so is an emergency vet bill. Now, food. And this is where most people have no idea how dangerous a skipped meal can be. Number 4. Not providing proper access to food. You think they can miss one meal, they're chubby anyway. That assumption could be life-threatening. When a cat doesn't eat for an extended period, even 24 to 48 hours, their body starts breaking down fat reserves for fuel. That sounds logical, right? That's what fat is for. But here's the twist. A cat's liver wasn't built to process large quantities of fat. It gets overwhelmed. Fat accumulates in the liver cells. This is called hepatic lipidosis, fatty liver disease, and it's often fatal if not treated aggressively. What your cat is actually experiencing? I'm not being picky. Something feels wrong. But you're not here, and now my liver is drowning in fat. What triggers this? Stress is a major one. Being left alone without their favorite human can be more stressful than we realize. Environmental changes, stale food, or a dirty bowl can also turn them off eating. And unlike dogs, cats won't just eat when they're hungry enough. Many will refuse food altogether if something doesn't feel right. The numbers. Over 60% of domestic cats in developed countries are overweight or obese. Those cats are at the highest risk, even at weight maintenance. Obese cats already have more fat in their livers than lean cats, according to a 2025 metabolomic study. What to do? Automatic feeders can help for short trips, but they aren't foolproof. Your safest option is a cat sitter who can not only feed your cat, but also monitor their eating habits and overall well-being. Never assume a skipped meal is harmless. When in doubt, plan as though your cat's health depends on it, because it does. Now, the mistake that looks adorable, but is secretly a surgical emergency. Number 5. Letting your cat play with hair ties or elastic bands. You think it's cute? They bat it around. It bounces unpredictably, twists, curls. It mimics the erratic movement of prey. For a cat with hunting instincts hardwired into their DNA, it's the perfect impromptu game. But what starts as innocent fun can turn dangerous fast. The very properties that make hair ties fun, flexibility, small size, are the same ones that make them a serious hazard. They twist into shapes small enough to fit in a cat's mouth. And once it's in their mouth, instinct takes over. In the wild, when you catch prey, you eat it. If your cat could explain it, it felt like prey. I caught it. I ate it. Now my stomach is twisting and I don't know why. What happens next? When swallowed, these stretchy objects don't simply pass through the digestive tract. They can become tangled in the intestines, wrapping around tissue and creating a blockage. In some cases, they act like a drawstring, bunching up sections of the intestines and cutting off blood supply. This is not only incredibly painful, it's life-threatening. If not treated in time, it requires invasive surgery to remove the foreign object and repair internal damage. Recovery is long, stressful, and expensive. Prevention is easy. Only allow play with hair ties and string-like toys when you're watching. Put them away in a locked drawer when playtime is over. Before you leave the house, do a quick sweep of countertops, bathroom sinks, bedside tables, anywhere a loose hair tie might have rolled. What seems like just another quirky cat habit can quickly escalate into an emergency. A little extra vigilance saves you both a lot of worry and vet bills. And no, your cat won't hate you for taking away their favorite toy. They'll just find another one, like a cardboard box. But what if the danger isn't something they eat, but something you turn off? Number 6. Turning off the heating or air conditioning. You think, why waste energy cooling or heating an empty house? Because that empty house isn't empty, your cat is there. It's easy to forget that your furry friend doesn't have the same ability to regulate their environment as you do. Sure, they have fur, but that doesn't make them immune to extreme temperatures. When it's too cold, below 45-degree or fanned of 7 degrees Celsius, your cat isn't just chilly. They're at risk of hypothermia. Their body temperature drops. Their heart and respiratory systems slow down. Left untreated, it's fatal. You might assume your cat can find warmth in a cozy bed or a sunbeam. On truly cold days, that's not enough. They need consistent warmth. When it's too hot, above 100-degree Vrantiv 38 degrees Celsius, your cat is at risk of overheating. Unlike humans, cats don't sweat to cool down. They rely on panting and a small number of sweat glands in their paws, far less efficient than our cooling system. Heat stroke leads to organ failure, seizures, and death. This is your cat saying, "I have fur, but I'm shivering." Or, "I'm panting and no one is here to help. Please don't turn it off." The safe range. The ideal temperature for cats is between 60-degree Fahrenheit and 75-degree for 15 to 24 degrees Celsius. You don't need to run your HVAC full blast all day. Many modern thermostats allow you to set temperature limits to maintain a stable environment. Practical steps. In winter, heated pet bed, cozy blankets, and don't let it drop below 60-degree Fahrenheit. In summer, fans, blinds closed to block direct sunlight, and always fresh water. A few extra dollars in utilities is a small price for your cat's safety. No amount of energy savings is worth putting their well-being at risk. The next mistake is silent, and it happens in almost every home, even yours. Number 7. Leaving wires and cords accessible. You think they've never chewed a cord before, until the day they do. Boredom, curiosity. A charging cable that looks exactly like the string toy you played with yesterday. Regular play with string-like toys can inadvertently teach your cat that anything long, dangling or wiggling is a toy worth chasing. A phone charger, a laptop cord, an exposed electrical wire, to a curious cat, they look incredibly similar to the toys they love. Here's what most people don't know. When a cat bites into a live cord, the electric current can cause their jaw muscles to spasm. They can't let go, they're locked onto the cord. If your cat could tell you, "I just wanted to play with the string, now I can't let go and my lungs may be filling with fluid," the injuries are devastating. Burns to the mouth, tongue, and lips, cardiac arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats, the most dangerous pulmonary edema, fluid accumulation in the lungs. And here's the terrifying part. Pulmonary edema symptoms can be delayed 12 to 36 hours. Your cat may seem fine when you first get home. Then, hours later, while you're sleeping or at work, they start struggling to breathe. What to do immediately if you find your pet still touching a live cord? Do not touch them. You could be electrocuted too. Turn off the electricity at the circuit breaker first. If you can't, use a long, non-conductive object, a wooden broom handle, to push them away from the cord. Prevention is simple and cheap. Unplug devices when you're not using them. Use cord covers, cable management boxes, or run cords behind furniture. Bitter-tasting sprays can help, but physical barriers are the only guarantee. Switch to wireless electronics when possible. Your cat doesn't know the difference between a safe toy and a silent hazard, but you do. One last mistake. The one that happens after you've checked everything else. Number 8. Leaving doors unsecured. You've done the sweep. Cords are hidden, breakables moved, hair ties locked away, food and water set, toys scattered. You feel good, confident, but there's one critical detail you might have overlooked. The doors. Cats are naturally curious. They can't resist exploring new spaces, especially ones that seem off limits. Even if a door is barely cracked open, your cat will most likely investigate. If they wander into a closet, pantry, laundry room, or behind a large piece of furniture, and the door accidentally swings shut behind them, your cat is trapped. No food, no water, no litter box. This is your cat saying, I was just curious. Now it's dark. I'm thirsty, and no one can hear me. If you're only gone for a few hours, you'll come home to a stressed, hungry, thirsty cat. Maybe they've made a mess. Maybe they're just very annoyed. But if you're gone overnight or longer, and you haven't arranged a sitter, the situation escalates quickly. A trapped cat without basic necessities is at risk of severe dehydration, stress, and organ damage. In extreme cases, a closed closet door could be the last place you ever see your cat. The fix takes 60 seconds. Prop open closet and pantry doors with doorstops or heavy objects. Use child-proof locks on cabinets and drawers. Do a quick walkthrough before you leave. Every room, every door, every possible hiding spot. Even if you've done everything else right, forgetting one door can turn a safe home into a dangerous trap. Remember that hint from the beginning? Why a sleepy cat is often a lonely cat. Here's the truth. Your cat isn't sleeping more because they're lazy. They're sleeping more because the environment you leave them in, no stimulation, no predictability, no security, has taught them that hope is exhausting. So they shut down, not because they're fine, because they've stopped expecting better. This is your cat saying, I stopped asking for more because asking never worked. Leaving your cat alone seems harmless. But small mistakes, a forgotten hair tie, an unplugged cord left out, a single water bowl, an unsecured closet door, can turn a quiet home into a silent emergency. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to know better. And now you do. Maybe your cat was never being distant. Maybe they were just waiting for you to understand. The question is, have you been paying attention? Before you click away, look around your living room right now. What's one thing in your house that could hurt your cat while you're gone? Comment it. You might save someone else's pet. And if this video made you think twice about your habits, hit like and subscribe for more science-based cat care. Share this video with someone who loves their cat but might not know these risks. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.